Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the Figure Complex Amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Harley Quinn figure. Now these Amazing Yamaguchi figures are Japanese imports. They have kind of an anime or Asian sort of vibe to them. Very stylized, and I'm not super fond of that honestly. I actually bought the Deathstroke and Batman Yamaguchi figures, and I was extremely disappointed with them. But I'm pretty sure I bought bootlegs. This Harley Quinn is definitely a legit version. I got it from a very reputable source. So I wanted to judge these Yamaguchi figures based off an authentic version. Hopefully it's going to change my opinion on these. I also had read that Harley Quinn was the best of the three Bat-related characters they've made. There's another version of her coming out in the future, so I figured I should get caught up in the old one before the new one comes out. So let's go and check out the packaging here. As you can see, Figure Complex Amazing Yamaguchi, powered by Revoltech, Harley Quinn, DC, Justice League, Warner Brothers. Here she is in the package. She's got a mallet, a baseball bat. Looks like a sort of effect here, comic style. That's pretty cool. A couple different alternate face fronts here. One side, we've got series number 15, the 15th figure in the Yamaguchi line, Harley Quinn. Other side here she is holding her mallet. The top, simply Harley Quinn, DC, etc. At the bottom, there is a barcode, if that helps anybody, and a bunch of credits. The back side here, some Japanese wording, different look at her faces, her comic effect, all kind of different stuff here. Here's all the accessories. So without further ado, let's open her up. And I did end up getting two of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, and one to keep in my complete 6 and 7 inch unopened Batman action figure collection. Here's my unopened Harley Quinn, next to my unopened Yamaguchi Batman and Deathstroke. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here she is with all of her accessories laid out. She does come with a collector stand here. It looks like 2 replacements in case her wrist pegs break, and that is great. A comic type of effect. Her bat. She's got 6 alternate hands, totaling 8 interchangeable hands. 2 roller skates. 2 alternate faces, totaling 3 different faces. She's got her mallet. And then for the life of me, I couldn't figure out what the heck this thing was. But it's apparently a device used to detach her faces. So pretty cool. But before we look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figure. This is Harley Quinn, pretty much in her new 52 type outfit. DC Collectibles made a figure like this. Like I said before, she has that sort of Asian stylized look to her, which I'm not really feeling, not my cup of tea. She does look good for what she is. Hair looks nice, I like the red and the black. Got the shoulder pads. Kind of got double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, done in the unique Revoltech style. Got her studded belt in the middle there, the black and red all going down the side. Got some stars, got some diamonds. The detailing is pretty nice. She's a little smaller than I would have liked. You can see the fanny pack on the back there. But overall, not too bad. And then, here's the figure broken down as far as she can go, with all of her removable parts detached. Her face missing, looks very odd there. Definitely pretty weird. So now let's go ahead and check out our accessories, and let's start off with the non-traditional accessories of hers. First of all, you get 2 additional pegs for her wrists in case they break. And let's not kid ourselves, how many of you guys have had that happen to you before? Those thin little pegs breaking when switching the hands. Extremely frustrating. Very cool, they give you alternate ones. And then we've got her stand. It comes in 3 different pieces. Here it is fully assembled. We've got the base here, and it looks like a ton of different places you can plug in the post. Then we've got the post here. It can rotate at the bottom. It's hinged at the bottom, hinged in the middle, hinged at the top. Then it has a clamp here, which can rotate. And of course, it's going to be able to open and clamp your figure as needed. This stand can hold Harley Quinn in midair with no problem. The figure is not very heavy, but the stand does a great job balancing her weight. Here she is in sort of a kicking stance. Now I've got this little thing here, cast it in flesh color. I looked at it and thought to myself, what the hell is this thing? I had to actually look at the instructions to figure out what it was for. So you take the figure here, take this little device, sort of put in her chin, you sort of prop her face off. Kind of cool. Now let's check out her hands. She does have 8 of them. Here she is with her first pair of hands. These are her fists. Here she is with her second pair of hands. Her right hand kind of pointing at somebody. And her left hand giving a thumbs up. Nice little options there. And here she is with her third pair of hands. These are sort of open hands, a couple fingers extended. I can see her maybe holding one of these out like this while she's skating. But to me, it looks like she's throwing up the deuce. And then her final pair of hands. These are some semi-open gripping hands. These will be my default hands of choice for her, as they're going to allow you to hold her bat, her mallet, and her comic word bubble type thing. Now let's look at her faces. She's got 3 different faces. The first one, pretty standard. The second one's got a pretty nice smile. And the third one looks shocked. Here she is with her first face, the most standard face. Looks like a pretty small smile there. Here she is with her second face. It's got a much bigger smile, showing some teeth. And here she is with her third head. She's looking shocked or horrified. She probably just walked in on Joker and Punchline. And when swapping her faces, I saw that her bangs do come off. But that just doesn't look good at all. Now let's look at her comic style word bubble type thing. You can see the point of impact here, and it says whoosh. Now, something kind of cool, she can hold this. It has rotation here. And then this front part can actually come off. So if you get a bunch of these Revoltech figures, they might have some interchangeable messages you can put on there. Here she is punching out the window. Whoosh. I will say this thing fits into her gripping hands, but doesn't fit that well. I thought maybe you're supposed to slide the pegs of her wrist and slide that in there, but I couldn't get that to work either. It's a cool accessory, but doesn't seem to function quite as well as I'd like it to. Now let's look at her roller skates. Of course, one is red with black laces, and one is black with red laces, and they have the opposite color on the bottom. The actual wheels don't function, just simply a display piece. Here she is with her regular feet attached. And here she is with her roller skates attached. Here are all the different Harley Quinn figures I have that came with removable roller skates. Now let's check out our baseball bat. This thing is pretty regular looking, brown baseball bat, no designer logo on it. What I did notice is there's a little peg hole at the top there, so that is definitely what that action accessory is used for. Something else I wanted to point out about this bat, in order to put this in her hand, you actually have to pull the accessory apart. Really not super fond of accessories like this. They could just make her hands able to open a little bit. I would prefer that. Here she is holding the bat. She can hold it with one hand or with 2 hands, like so. And now here's an accurate demonstration of how this thing works. Here she is shattering the window. Boosh! Now let's check out her mallet. Thing has kind of a wooden look to it at the top, thin brown handle, a little hole in the side for the action accessory. And once again, here she is holding the accessory, holding it with one hand or with 2. Here she is wailing on some cops, showing the action effect accessory. And now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and her accessories, now let's check out her height. From bottom to top, she's sitting at about 5.6 inches tall, which is going to translate to about 14 centimeters. Definitely shorter than I'd like. Now let's check out her articulation. And as disappointed I am with her height, the articulation is pretty nice. So, starting with her head, her ponytail, it can rotate around and it is hinged as well. Her head, it can rotate at the top there, Can also rotate at the bottom. Can look up, down, around, all kind of stuff. Her neck just does an absolute ton. Shoulders on sort of ball joint, they can go out about this far. You do have to use a shoulder pad to sort of block. It looks pretty bad when you expose the joint inside. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. It can also swivel. She's got double jointed elbows. They can go about that far. Can rotate at the top. And can rotate at the bottom. Wrists rotate around. Hinged as well. She's got ball joint under here. Can go in and out that much and rotate all kind of stuff. Another ball joint down here. She can just move a ton. Legs, they can go out about that far. It is a ball joint. Forward, about that much. Back, not really too much there. There is a thigh cut here hidden very nicely. Got double jointed knees, they go all the way back. Of course, they can rotate as well. And her feet here can tilt, rock quite a bit. Up and down. Toe articulation. Pretty much anything you want. Rotate, rock, up, down. So some things that I don't like about her articulation. Sure, she can hit a whole lot of poses, but just one wrong move, the figure looks bad. I mean, her neck can be so huge at times. You have to work really hard to cover some of that stuff up. Move the neck up. You can sort of see inside there. It looks bad. Expose the little balls of her shoulders. It looks bad. You have to sort of cover everything up. You know, the belt gets pulled up. You can kind of see inside of there. Just some frustrating aspects there. You have to kind of work hard to cover up some of the weird aesthetics of this thing. Here's this Harley Quinn figure standing in my Harley Quinn apartment with a bunch of Harley Quinn accessories I cobbled together over the years. Here's her hyenas. Got a mirror, makeup place, her squirrel, some jack-in-the-boxes, Harley Quinn stands in the back, table, red with black legs, more accessories there, red and black hat. Here's her bed, some more mirrors and makeup stands, and some Harley Quinn insignia. Now let's check her out, compared with some other action figures, starting with some other Yamaguchi figures. Here she is next to Batman and Deathstroke. I'm actually pretty surprised how small they made her. Here she is with some custom Harley Quinn thugs based off the Arkham games. She even has a tightened up Harley Quinn thug. Of course, these guys are intended for a larger 7-inch scale Harley Quinn. And now, let's check her out compared with some other action figure lines from different various companies, so you can see how she fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix her with. I'm going to start my comparisons with the smaller lines I collect and work my way larger, and I'm going to include Harley Quinn comparisons as often as possible. Here she is with some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. She's even smaller than pretty much the smallest thing I collect, which are these Jazzwares figures. And here she is with some SH Figure Arts action figures. Then with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here she is next to some Mafex figures. Then next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse Harley Quinn figures. And here she is with some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. Then with some Mattel wrestling figures. Here she is with some NECA figures. Now with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles Harley Quinn figures. Then next to some McFarlane action figures. And finally, here she is next to some DST or Diamond Select Toys. So overall, this is an okay figure. I know some people are going to absolutely love this figure. It's going to be right up their alley. But between the fact that it's so short, it has that anime sort of stylized look to it. The articulation is pretty good, although I have my complaints about how it looks sometimes. Her accessories are actually pretty cool. But it's just really not my cup of tea. I prefer a more classic Harley Quinn figure. This one I believe is based off the New 52. And it's not my favorite design. But if it looked a little bit more standard, I'd really get behind it. And if you take into consideration the price point, That really makes the figure a bad value in my opinion. So if I were to rate this figure, I think I give her a 6 out of 10. My own personal enjoyment is not that great for this figure. Yes, I'm still going to be ordering the paint variation that's coming out later. Hopefully it'll have some differences besides simply being a repaint. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.